This is the 18 WJTS News. In tonight's news, Ferdinand teenager involved in crash. Meet the Ranger Night. Vincent's Police Department new chief. Kurt Guxell will be in with sports, and WJTS Inform continues. All this and more coming up next on 18 WJTS News. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Jenna Schaffer with the WJTS News. A Ferdinand teenager was sent to the hospital Wednesday after a car crash. On Wednesday, just before 5:30 p.m., 17-year-old Alex Crecilius of Ferdinand was driving southbound in his 2008 Dodge Caliber on Industrial Park Road when, for an unknown reason, lost control of his vehicle and crashed. Crecilius was trapped in the vehicle when passerby stopped to offer help. Memorial Hospital ambulances and Ferdinand first responders were able to help Crecilius out of his car. Crecilius was taken to Memorial Hospital in Jasper for arm and leg pain. No further information on his condition has been released. The Dodge Caliber was a total loss. The Forest Park boys basketball program is set to host a Meet the Ranger Night. Meet the Ranger Night is set to take place at Beekler Arena on Friday, with doors opening at 5:30 p.m. and the program starting at 6. The 5th grade through varsity basketball teams will be showcased for the upcoming season. A three-point contest and dunk contest will highlight the event. Entrance will be obtained by donation of canned food or money to be used to help support Shared Abundance Community Food Pantry. St. Meinrad Seminary and School of Theology and the St. Meinrad community will present an Advent Lessons and Carols service. The event will be Sunday, December 8th at 7 p.m. Central Time in the school's St. Thomas Aquinas Chapel, St. Meinrad, Indiana. The service, titled From Old Eve to New, The Story of Salvation, tells the story of the redemption of mankind by alternating scripture readings and singing hymns and carols. The service is expected to last an hour and 15 minutes and is free and open to the public. A reception will follow in the Heritage Gallery on the first floor of St. Gregory Hall. Parking is available in the guest house and student parking lots. For more information, contact Mary Jean Schumacher during business hours at 812-357-6501. For updates on the day of the performance, call 812-357-6611. The Vincent's Police Department has a new chief. Robert Dunham is replacing former Chief Dusty Lucan, who retired last year. This is Dunham's second term as a police chief. He served as chief for a few years before joining the Vincent's University Campus Police. Dunham starts working as the police chief on November 27th. 3 Indiana judges are suspended for a fight that led to a shooting in May. Tuesday's order says that the justices imposed these suspensions after finding that Clark County judges Andrew Adams and Bradley Jacobs and Crawford County Judge Sabrina Bell were involved in judicial misconduct during a fight outside an Indianapolis fast food restaurant on May 1st. According to this order, all 3 judges were intoxicated at the time and behaving in an injudicious manner after a night of bar hopping. This led to a fight and the shooting of Adams and Jacobs. Both Adams and the other 2 judges are facing charges from this fight. Under the court's order, Adams is serving a 60-day unpaid suspension ending on January 12th, and both Jacobs and Bell are serving a 30-day unpaid suspension ending on December 22nd. The Kimberly Electronics Gives, otherwise known as KEG, Employee Giving Circle, is granting $7,600 to several nonprofit organizations. The 2019 grant recipients based in Du Bois County are Southwestern Indiana Child Advocacy Center Coalition, receiving a $2,200 grant, Community Chew with a $1,000 grant. Survivors of Suicide receives a $1,000 grant. Crisis Connection will receive a $1,000 grant. VFW 673 Jasper will receive a $500 grant. The 2019 grant recipients that are not based in Du Bois County are Anderson Woods Summer Camp that receives a $1,000 grant. Otwell Miller Academy, a $900 grant. The decision of who receives these grants and their respective monetary value is solely employee-directed. Volunteer employee partners of the Giving Circle each pay a minimum of $120 annually, selected the winners. There were 38 KEG partners this year. KEG first started offering these grants just last year. To this day, $13,600 has been granted through KEG. The Jasper Police Department is set to increase traffic enforcement during the holidays. The Jasper Police Department will be conducting overtime patrols during the holidays thanks to a $10,250 traffic safety improvement grant from the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration. The funds, distributed by the Indiana Criminal Justice Institute, are part of the state's Click It to Live It program, which works to promote seatbelt usage and reduce impaired driving in an effort to prevent traffic injuries and fatal crashes in Indiana. According to the most recent data available, 53% of passengers killed in fatal crashes were not wearing seatbelts, and 63.5% of speeding-related fatalities were unrestrained. To combat this and save lives, Indiana police agencies will continue to enforce seatbelt, speeding, and other traffic laws, especially during the holiday season. Indiana has a primary seatbelt law, meaning that police officers may ticket unrestrained drivers or passengers, even if no other traffic violation has taken place. For more information about seatbelts, visit on.in.gov/buckleup. Indiana Governor Eric Holcomb isn't promising any quick action in response to educators who want more teacher pay, but says he shares their concerns and respects the decisions of school districts calling off classes for a State House rally next week. Thousands of educators will be calling for the further boost in pay Tuesday. Teacher unions say at least 107 school districts with some 460,000 students are expected to be closed that day while their teachers attend the event. Numerous school district officials say they've decided to shut their doors because so many teachers requested personal time off for the rally that they wouldn't be able to find enough substitute teachers to cover classrooms. But they also say they support the push by teachers for a bigger boost in school funding and their grievances on other issues. Leaders of the state's two main teacher unions project that 10,000 or more teachers could attend the rally dubbed Red for Ed Action Day, as members of the Republican-dominated legislature are gathering for organizational meetings ahead of their 2020 session that starts in early January. The Indiana State Teachers Association's Vice President Jennifer Smith-Margraf says teachers know some parents are upset over the school closures, but that educators want more urgency from state officials. Indiana Democrats and teacher unions panned the new state budget approved by Republicans in April that boosted base school spending by 2.5% each of the next 2 years. Holcomb and GOP legislative leaders touted the plan as making strides toward improving teacher pay, but they face criticism for not directing some of the state's $2 billion in cash reserves towards schools. The Republican governor says he was waiting for a teacher pay commission he appointed in February to make recommendations on increasing salaries by the end of 2020. Districts closing Tuesday range from urban ones in Indianapolis, Evansville, South Bend, and Hammond to small rural districts such as the 380-student Tri-Township Consolidated Schools in northern Indiana's LaPorte County. The teacher unions are also pushing for a rollback in the use of student test scores to evaluate teachers and schools after lower scores on the state's new iLearn standardized exam taken last spring. They also want the repeal of new license requirements pushed through by Republican legislators legislators this year, requiring teachers to log 15 hours of professional development regarding the needs of local employers. Holcomb says he would detail legislative proposals in early December and that he heard teachers loud and clear. Stay tuned. Weather, sports, and informer coming up next on 18 WJTS News.